I'm just gonna say that's like the worst kids movie I've easily seen since Oogie Loves.
Man, it's up there.
Are you glad you stuck around for this one?
I really didn't find it as bad as you guys did.
Oh,
Like,
we
I
were
mean,
so mad.
I thought Nut Job was worse, but there was definitely a lot of things in it like that were very questionable for a kids movie.
I'd rather watch The Nut Job. I'd rather watch The Nut Job way more than I'd want to sit through this again, because I don't know. This movie annoyed me a lot more than The Nut Job did, but also purely from an animation standpoint too. Everything in this movie would easily give me nightmares, like with their dead eyes, rocky movements, and crying, terrifying cry face. Like, I don't know. In terms of animation, those Brazilian knockoff animated movies that Edge showed me were less terrifying looking than this. Like Ratatouille and Little Cars and Little Bee. We didn't hear about this movie until like a couple of days ago. I don't know where this movie came from. I don't know who made it. I don't know how it is in theaters nationwide, like a wide fucking release.
Well, you know, it's a bad sign when the first two names, they're like, Dan Aykroyd, Jim Belushi. Music by Brian Adams.
Oh, no.
The songs were all really weak in it, I'll say that. Like, the songs were really bad. I wasn't sure if they were going to do a musical, and then when they started...
Then they did.
Like, first of all, like, how insensitive was it when she's singing about, like, being upside down after a twister, and then you're like, there's just this, like, natural disaster just happened. Like, how many people are dead in this town? But then, like,
there's a lot of people who die in this. Every song seemed like it was kind of chasing Frozen a little bit.
The design seemed very much like chasing Frozen.
Yeah, I was expecting her to end the song with "The wind never bothered me anyway." That's how close it was reminding me of I got comments last week saying like, "Oh, well, next week Legends of Oz comes out." I have not seen a preview for this, a TV spot, anything. None of the kids' movies we went to ever showed a preview for this movie. No featurette. I've never seen a poster for this thing. So when I saw a couple of comments say like, "Oh, Legends of Oz," I don't know. I thought it was like maybe like some direct to on demand thing, or like maybe a limited release, because that's happened before. People said, "Oh, next week is like, you know, something that's just premiering on demand." But then when I looked at the movie times, here's Legends of Oz, Dorothy's Return, or whatever the fuck it's called. Nationwide, this thing is in at least enough theaters to where it made it to Springfield.
And we were the only ones in there.
Yeah. We were the only ones there.
There was no one else there.
Yeah, we were the only ones in there. Thank God. thank fucking God. But yeah, the movie, it opens with, it's the day after the tornado hits, which I don't know when this movie is supposed to be taking place.
Man, I had a huge problem with that. Like, I could have sworn it wasn't the original Wizard of Oz, like, set in the Great Depression era, 30s, right?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. So I immediately have a huge problem with this. Because it's the original is set in the Great Depression era, which is what I thought. I don't ever really remember seeing any cars in the original one. Besides maybe some really old style, like
old
like gangster cars. Yeah. So this motherfucker is supposed to take place like the day after she gets back. Like she wakes up from the tornado and then she whoop right the fuck back, right? So in our time, not a lot of time has progressed since she got back. In Oz time, it's been years.
Yeah.
Here's my first problem with this movie. That's right out of the motherfucking gate. Is when they're showing the opening credits in that fucking tornado, right?
Yeah.
And you see a bunch of like time era or time specific like objects
Yeah.
going through it. And then there's a skateboard.
That was the tip off.
There was a skateboard there
Yeah.
that had the name, and I was immediately like, I don't know the history of skateboards per se.
Marty McFly invented it in 1955.
Well, all right then. You're still in the wrong fucking decade. You are still in the wrong
We
decade.
know that Marty McFly invented the skateboard,
And
so clearly.
well, we're still in the wrong fucking
Yeah.
decade, so it really
Things
doesn't matter.
Like marshmallows and stuff that looked like they were from present day rather than.
Yeah, like this is
Might be
really
a little bit
confusing.
I mean, it wasn't just the skateboard. There were other things that didn't seem to fit.
Cars. There were like.
The
there
cars,
were cars
like
where.
the suit that dude was wearing looked not even close to that time
Yeah.
frame. I wouldn't even say modern, but not from that time frame.
Well, the way the women were dressed too. I mean, it was very
Yeah.
like. I mean, even if it wasn't time specific, it very much didn't seem like the 30s or anything.
No, her
no.
parents looked modern day. Her
Yeah.
parents easily looked modern day, but people are loading up their cars like it's the grapes of wrath. Like,
Yeah,
we're
like,
heading out.
We're heading out the California way.
They were the biggest morons on the planet. That thing, like, because like they have the whole thing where like this guy comes in and says, "You guys are all condemned. I've decided it." Oh,
Yeah.
you can't see. Here's my ID for because I am a guy who has real estate powers or whatever.
He's
And
got evil goatee,
Yeah.
like, and
And then they're like, well, he said it's not safe. I guess we're going. And the whole thing is solved just by going like, did you read that contract that he has? And they open it up and he's got a bunch of other IDs and everyone's like, oh, you saved the day.
Yeah.
Why didn't
We're
you just
taking
read
you
the contract?
to the big house.
Oh god.
Oh my god. And then Dorothy's going around trying to fix some shit. Like, the chickens survived, except for like a little.
Except that the hole was like the hole to the chicken coop was boarded shut.
Yeah.
So like the mom chicken was in there and the baby chickens were outside of the coop. She's singing a fucking song. She undoes the wood that's nailed to the chicken coop. The little chicks come in. She's still in the middle of her song. She walks away, and then the fucking fence like crashes down, and the goddamn chickens are now stuck inside of the thing. Well, at least they're a happy, close-knit family as they starve to fucking death. Good job, Dorothy.
Stop helping!
Quit helping. She climbs on top of that fucking barn with that stupid-ass metal sign, still singing, trying to help this horse that has 2 drops of water laying on him and made him a really unhappy horse. So she climbs on top of the fucking building and puts a metal fucking sign down, still fucking singing, and then the metal sign falls down, almost hits the horse, and then she climbs down, it's like, sorry, horse. And then goes, no, fuck. Dude, this is the first fucking song. This is the opening of this goddamn movie.
Yeah,
It
we're
has-
like, so it's a musical then.
it's a
okay.
musical, all right. Strap the fuck in.
Oh, yeah, she's kind of going around and then, like, looking at rainbows and shit. Meanwhile, this town is destroyed.
That tornado
Like,
fucked shit up.
this tornado fucked up this whole town. People are homeless. People are probably dead. And then she gets sucked into a rainbow because they're having problems in the Emerald City. So Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion, they end up sucking Dorothy up through a rainbow. Her and Toto, they end up back in, she ends up back in Oz, and she's looking around like, oh my god, this place now looks terrible. What can I do to help? It's like, shouldn't you be at home with your fucking homeless family right now?
And the fact that it's the very next day after she fought the Wicked Witch, too, it's like she's got to be exhausted from all this stuff.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Like she just woke up, she got sucked into a tornado like
Yeah.
24 hours beforehand.
Uh-huh.
Give the girl, give her a juice box, give her something, let her fucking take a break or something.
And
No, it's like, all right, you're awake, get the fuck back over here, shit's going bad.
And she is horrified when she's going through this rainbow.
This
too.
rainbow that's chasing her down.
It turns into a hand, like,
Yeah, that's really fucking creepy.
yeah. Oh, a lot of things about this movie are unnecessarily fucking creepy. The hand, like, kind of grabs her and sucks her through the rainbow. Tin Man's like, yes, come back to Oz, Dorothy. Like, we've made this rainbow for you. Like, you couldn't have fucking warned me about it sooner before this rainbow with a hand started chasing me through the goddamn
Right?
field. It sucked me and my dog up into it.
You know what confused me about the Tin Man, too? Like, it's supposedly years for them since they
Yeah.
last saw Dorothy. And the Tin Man, his whole spiel is that because he has a heart, he has emotions now, and he never had them before. And he's acting like this is new. And so he just goes from, like, one emotion to the other, I
Yeah.
guess, but it's mostly just worry. It's not even
Yeah.
really any other emotion but worry, which is kind of fitting anyway.
Yeah, and
he's
he
like,
did that before he got out.
Yeah, and he's like, I never had emotions. I'm trying them all out. It's been years that you've had emotions now. I don't think this is new anymore.
Yeah,
even
what
if
the
that was
fuck were you
true.
doing?
Scarecrow also is now, like, fucking beautiful mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're seeing everything in algebra equations and stuff like that. And
Well, he acts like, you know, like the cowardly lion who is just a lion now, who
Yeah.
wants to eat everything now. Like, he just wants to, like, attack everything. It's like, let's use our brains, immediately finds ways to just hurt people with his brains. It's like, you're just thinking of smarter ways to do this. It's not like it's not like you're not fighting anyone.
the villain is... Oz is now all fucked up because the villain is Martin Short as the Jester, who's the brother of the Wicked Witch, who now has control over her broom, but he is cursed to be a jester, so he's constantly in jester clothes, even though he now has control over the thing that turned him into said jester.
One thing I didn't
Yeah, wrap your fucking brain around that one. He has the object that turned him into the jester, and instead of immediately going, well, curse is over, now I can get back to a normal life, then you can take over Oz, what the fuck ever, I
Yeah.
don't care. But the entire reasoning behind this is you're fucking pissed that your sister put this curse, take the fucking curse off!
What?
You had this little fucking globe that is supposed to be empowering the goddamn thing, and you're not using it. You're just
Yeah.
fucking not using it. What the hell is the point?
Some signs is what.
Yeah, yeah, motherfucking yeah. The first goddamn place we go to after we meet this fat ass owl is Candy
tattooed
with the
cardigan.
tattooed cardigan on him. The first fucking place we go is got Candy Town or whatever. And when you get up there, the fat owl's like, the only rule about this place is that you have to obey the signs. Alright, this fucking owl knows the rule about Candy Town is that you do not eat the candy.
But how did he get so fucking fat?
Because of over.
Because he was arrested 499 times before that for eating the candy, and he didn't tell her right out of the fucking gate. Almost 500 times he's been arrested for this, and he didn't fucking tell her. He didn't fucking tell her.
Oh, that's weird. The sign didn't used to say this.
Now I can gorge my fat ass. Woohoo! Let's do this. Oh my god, 499 times, you stupid fuck. You've been arrested for this.
You know, the thing is, like, Dorothy at least didn't know the candy was sentient. The fucking owl did.
The owl, exactly.
No, I loved it when the jester used all his power to change that sign that she never saw.
He has this ultimate power, this unlimited magical ability, and the first fucking thing he thinks of doing is changing the signs to Candy Town to say, now you can eat the shit. That is his first thought as a new powerful sorcerer. I'm going to change the signs.
But she doesn't see it.
She exactly
She walks right. It's
like
not
it,
in her
it shows on the screen like the signs. Do not eat. Stay away. Just say no. Yeah, literally. It says just say
it literally
no.
says that.
And then it changes to, please eat the candy. Like that's what the fuck he did. And she walks right the fuck past it. She doesn't notice it. His first big magical act, nobody fucking notices.
But I loved in this candy scene too, like, because they go around and they start eating all the fucking candy. They get arrested for it, but in the background, you can see signs that say, do not eat, just say no, don't eat the candy, and one of them has a bite taken out of it. So clearly, they had to have seen that at some point, if they picked it up and took a bite out of it. Maybe if I eat the sign, no one will know.
Hike! What are you talking about? It says I can't eat it.
I like too when they get arrested, the dog gets arrested too.
The dog gets the biggest shackles out of all of them.
Yeah, like they get arrested. They're in the courtroom with Judge Jawbreaker.
Oh, Judge Jawbreaker, and I'm not. This is the audience is made up of gummy bears, gingerbread man, and they literally say a jury of your peeps. There's a peanut gallery.
There's a peanut gallery, like those little nasty ass peanut candies.
Yeah,
and then like her lawyer, which is this like a juicy fruit. Actually, no. It reminded me of like that old zebra stripe. Yeah, that's exactly.
Fruit stripe.
Yeah, fruit stripe, zebra stripe gum. That's her attorney, which I was kind of hoping would have been Southern, but that would have been too fucking much to ask. And then like, so they're throwing the book at her because she eats. I'm assuming a nursery. I don't know. This is sentient candy. I don't know what the fuck she was eating. In my head, nursery. So
they give her the death penalty.
They give her the death penalty. She had to do something bad, like a hospital, a nursery, an orphanage. She ate a bunch of motherfuckers, is what I understand from it. And so they give her the death penalty, but it's kind of unfair the way they're doing it. And then it kind of cuts to her attorney. It was like, well, Your Honor, she is entitled to a jury by her peeps.
Peep, peep,
and then it cuts over to a jury of peeps, and they go peep, 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 peep. It cuts the fuck back to the attorney and Dorothy looks at it and is like, hey, what did they just say? He goes, well, they just said, a peep, 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 peep. You're the most incompetent fucking lawyer. Oh, no. Oh, I'm gonna die.
He got her off just by saying her name.
Yeah, this is Dorothy Gale. Oh,
legendary Dorothy Gale, who no one knows what she looks like.
Not only that, like the fucking judge says, like he's yelling at the marshmallow guy.
Marshall Mello.
Marshall
Mello, that's it.
Yeah. He's yelling at the marshmallow guy. I'm not saying his goddamn name. So he's yelling at the marshmallow guy like, you fucking idiot. That's the legendary hero, Dorothy Gale. The judge actually says she is beyond reproach. Mm-hmm. You were like 2 seconds ago about ready to kill this woman.
Uh-huh.
Again, I can only assume for eating a nursery.
Yeah.
And now she is above the law. I could not be Dorothy. Like, you understand, like, I saved you from, I splashed some water on this green bitch and now I'm your fucking hero? I could do no wrong? Oh! I am eating your entire village.
Homer in the land of chocolate.
Exactly like like a little gumdrop baby child can come over and be like, you must be Dorothy Gale. I'm sure I am, sweetheart. And just killing these motherfuckers. Go ahead, tell your judge. He said I can't be touched, motherfuckers.
It doesn't matter because, like, enough of these lands in the movie are perfectly okay with just outright murder happening. Like, seriously, the Jester is like, he's like there are so many things in this movie that, like, serial killers on Hannibal do, which is kind of amazing because Hugh Dancy from Hannibal is one of the voices in this. But the Jester has all the... his workshop is basically, like, from fucking Dead Silence. He turns people into puppets. He turns Good Witch Glinda into a puppet that he hangs on display in this glass case. And it's horrifying. They all look dead. They all practically are dead. It is like Dead Silence, where they're like dead, but, you know, that he's controlling them and making them talk and all this. It's horrifying looking.
I don't know if you guys notice this either, but, like, in that when him and Glinda, I got to mention this. Because this was bad. Like, this is like 5 minutes into the movie, and I'm already... So, fucking Dorothy is backing on, shit's going bad. There's that first entire beginning part where we just bitched about. 2 seconds later, we see Glinda getting pulled into the old witch's tower. the Wicked Witch of the West, which is where the Jester is now. She's getting pulled in by the flying monkey. She has a rope tied around her waist. And this is kind of the first time you see a little bit of the personality of the Jester. And so, like, he's dancing around, like, telling his backstory. Mm-hmm. And Glinda's laughing at him. Because she's a bitch. And, I didn't know my sister was so damn funny. And so, like, she actually said that. I didn't know my sister has such a good sense of humor. To curse her brother. What is it? Wasn't the Wicked Witch of the West Glinda's sister, too?
She was the sister of. She was the sister of the witch.
The witch that was under the house. I don't think they were sisters.
Gotcha. Okay, you're right. My bad. Because I was going to say, wait a second. If they were sisters, that means that was her brother too. That's really fucked up.
Dorothy has unwittingly killed this entire family.
She really has. Yeah. She's like 86 in the entire fucking...
I can't blame the Jester for being pissed off.
Fuck no. He's not even mad about that thing. But anywho, Glinda comes in. She has a rope tied around her waist.
That was so weird.
Brad said, like, because it was showing, like, the upper part and just, like, rope. And Brad was like, I can't tell if that's her shoulders or her breast.
I couldn't.
Because you couldn't. There was, like, no separation. And then the Jester takes the rope off of her. And then, nothing changed. Like, her waist was ridiculously small. It was
stick figure.
Tiny head, very broad shoulders with no titty.
Stickdeath.com.
Exactly.
Way thinner than fucking, Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah. Way thinner. I can't even describe it. It was like if you took a tube of toothpaste and, squeezed the middle out of it. Yeah, like that. Mm-hmm. Only with the weird big-ass gown thing at the bottom. And, that, just... the animation of her alone was really disturbing.
Yeah.
That just doesn't look natural. That just looks fucked up. Because, Dorothy isn't drawn like that. One other character is, but, Dorothy isn't really drawn like... Dorothy's the only woman, though. That's...
Dorothy, Dorothy, from a design standpoint, doesn't necessarily look bad, but the animation quality is so low on this that her dead eyes were freaking me out. Whenever she was crying, it was freaking me out. Ugh. The movements were really jerky. It was just... I couldn't believe I was seeing this in the theater. And the 3D made it creepier.
It made it so much
Oh
worse.
my god. Oh, but yeah, okay, well, we gotta get to Chinatown.
Yeah, so I make another...
I have a question, though. Did they ever explain what happened to the wizard? Did the Jester kill him?
That's a good fucking question.
Because I don't think they ever explained, why... Because he was the one ruling Oz at the end. They mention him, but then they don't mention what happened to him.
I leaned over to Jake. Yeah, because I leaned over to Jake at one point and was like, where the fuck's James Franco in all of this?
That's a good, did he die? I mean, they don't really... Dorothy didn't ask.
Nobody asked.
If they mentioned it, I fucking missed it.
I missed it. I know they said something about the wizard, but...
I remember them saying that he was, that he'd been given the power to rule or whatever, but they didn't say what happened.
Yeah, they didn't really say what the hell happened.
And he wasn't with the puppets, so...
And at the end, when Dorothy says, they have... because
the Jester was trying to take over shit, and Dorothy was like, Oz has its leaders, and it doesn't need this broom.
And it kind of hints that, I guess Glinda's in charge? I don't know. What happened to the wizard? Maybe he was one of the puppets that he had strung up there at the end.
It's good that when she destroyed it, too, that the only thing that was reversed was the puppet thing. It didn't reverse his curse or the tornado.
No.
Yeah, no.
It was just the puppet thing. It's it's lucky that it reversed it. Otherwise, she just cursed them to be puppets forever.
Yeah. We can make this work. It's not. It wouldn't have fit in with this universe between glass people, candy people. Oh god, freaking Chinatown, the Great Wall of China.
I make my goddamn trip back to Chinatown, and my second time seeing a Wizard of Oz movie that mentions Chinatown.
Oh, I forgot it did that.
Yeah, I'm back here again.
Yeah, that had real good. That movie. I didn't see that movie, but that had to have been better than this. Oz, the great James
powerful.
Franco one.
A little, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it was more entertaining.
Uh-huh.
What I'd rather watch, Oz the Great and Powerful. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, at least that way I can make fun of James Franco.
I'm your wizard.
I'm your wizard. Man, our wizard is high as shit.
I think the most disturbing part in the movie was the Chinatown
Oh,
sequence.
God. Oh, God. We gotta talk about that.
So we're back. I'm back in Chinatown, right? And they show up to they didn't call it Chinatown.
They call it like China Land or like it's something generic. They call
They
it.
were looking for dainty China princess.
Yeah.
That is the name of the character. Dainty China princess.
They're not Chinese either. They're
not
British.
Chinese.
They're like old-timey
They're
British.
like French. Like
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like
they're porcelain, really. I mean, I don't know if that's even really China, but they're made. They're little dolls that
Yeah,
they're
they're-
made from
yeah.
like glass, and then they're really delicate.
but the time frame that that they're drawn in is the Victorian era.
Yeah.
It's like the powdered white makeup and the white wigs and the flamboyant. You know,
That's not how they would have done it if this movie was made in the 30s and 40s.
no, it would not have been. So that's this place. So they make it to Chinatown outside of the Great Wall of China, which is a bunch of China teacups lined up in a fucking line. She throws the "I'm your hero" card out, so they let her in. And
They still give her shit.
they still give her shit.
No, they go in because they say that the Marshall Mallow guy is a suitor.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, they're
that's what
doing-
it
Because they
was.
don't say who she is yet until
Why don't they
afterwards.
just right out of the fucking gate? Halt, who are you? I'm the motherfucker who saved you from the Wicked Witch of the West. Come on in. It would have been that quick. Fucking Judge Jawbreaker, whatever the fuck his name is. He already told me I'm better than all of you. Let me the fuck in.
And they're auditioning suitors for the Glass
Yeah.
Queen to get engaged. So people are auditioning, blah blah blah, and then
Yeah, so we this is where we meet Dainty China Princess.
yeah,
And Dainty China Princess is a fucking bitch. A shallow bitch. So she comes out, she's singing, she has these line of suitors. The first one is like this Russian guy. And the Russian guy has like flowers inside of his gun and he's singing shit, but his teeth are a little bit fucked up. And that's the only thing the princess notices is his teeth. 86 is the fool. Next up is this overambitious fat dude with a flower.
yeah.
And he goes up there and it's a musical part. Terrible musical part, but it's a musical part.
That was probably the worst song.
That was
Yeah.
bad. That was a bad song. But he's singing his part. She's like, fuck off. And then, like, one other dude, like, goes up there to begin to say something. She's like, hold up, you're cracked. And he had, like, fraction lines on him. And he goes, oh, is it noticeable? And then I guess she gets mad at this one
Yeah.
little fact and does one of those Disney's notes that breaks glass. And in a solid line, there's about 7-8 suitors before Marshmallow Dude. I'm not saying his fucking name. So there's like 7 or 8 suitors right before Marshmallow Dude. And they go, ah! And these motherfuckers start shattering. Like,
Dead.
just disintegrated. And of course, the Marshmallow Dude doesn't feel it. He's not made out of porcelain.
Well, you see the pieces on the floor too, where they're like blinking and looking.
There's
There
eyeballs
was
hanging out.
one that was really fucked up.
Yeah.
That like one of the suitors, like his face was cracked, like from like right here, everything below this part was gone. So his eyeball, it was like on the ground.
Yeah.
But his head was kind of held up by his giant eyeball that was still moving around and looking.
And then they take him away in like
But
this
then they,
big
like,
wheelbarrow
they brush
of body parts.
A body, like they brush him up into a dustpan,
Yeah.
throw him into a wheelbarrow.
Of body parts, just carrying them away.
Fucking
And no
ball.
one in this movie recognizes that in any other movie, this princess would clearly be the villain.
The villain.
She's
She
not
just
in this.
Killed 7 innocent dudes.
Yeah.
7 in one note, one octave, destroyed, like like explosion, like. Pfft.
And yet the marshmallow dude is still in love with her.
He's still in love with
There's
this
a romance
fucking bitch.
between the two of them. And she, Marshmallow Guy, and Owl join along with Dorothy. Honestly, I don't know why, other than to just give Dorothy someone else to talk to.
Just so they could have that another 3-person dynamic. That's it.
Well, and one of the things too, like when they're still in Chinatown, like after she shatters those guys, there's an earthquake that the Jester sends.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, right.
And then the marshmallow guy saves her, and that's part of why they fall in love. And I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, like she's like, oh, do I have any cracks? Oh, good. She doesn't have any cracks. And she's like, well, did anyone shatter? And they're like, no one shattered, but some people are chipped. And she's relieved. And it's like, so you were worse than the earthquake.
Yeah.
She killed those people, and the earthquake did less damage than she did.
She
Why
says
is that a thing?
Exactly, like she says, the Jester sends earthquakes at us every now and again just to be a dick. Like Jester's like, ha, you're made out of porcelain. I'm a dick. I'm okay with this. Like I would probably do that
That's
too.
hilarious.
Like I'm alright with it. Like that's what he does. She's like, well, the Jester does this every now and again to mess with us, but he's never said.
Every now and then he makes it 100 degrees in Gummy Bear Land.
I'm gonna change all of your signs now.
You monster! No! So, like, yeah, like exactly what you said. The Jester has sent earthquakes to this place.
Yeah.
Never has, done some structural damage. Never really hurt anybody. And exactly what you said. She asked, is anyone broken? No, we got some fractures, but nobody's broken. Oh, thank God. Bitch, what about the people you just killed? What about them?
They're being hauled off to the glue factory.
But they were, like, the wheelbarrow was full of, like, dust,
like
dust,
the
like
tiniest
powder.
pieces, arms, eyeballs. There's no rhyme or reason to what really necessarily kills them because, like, yeah, there's pieces of them on the ground, and the eyeballs are kind of moving. They're kind of blinking. The fingers are moving a little bit. But then later on, when the princess
when our
gets
sweet, cold-hearted bitch of a princess gets broken,
she's like dead.
She's dead. She's like
dead,
lifeless, closed eyes.
Well, then it gets creepier.
It gets really creepy.
Oh yeah, it sure does.
I had to explain because you went off to the bathroom,
I was
and I
in
had
the
to
bathroom, and I missed the best creepy part.
Yeah,
really.
like the princess is dead, broken, I guess.
Yeah.
After Tugs, this fucking movie stole my idea. Fucking stole my
They
Grandpa
stole
Tuggers
Grandpa
idea.
Tuggers.
The fuck this old ass tree, which is voiced by Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Like after the princess forces herself along, there's really no reason. No reason to have these fuckers. So she's along now, and they're walking along the fucking yellow brick road. They come to a bridge out, basically. So they're like, all right, fuck it, we'll build a boat. Hey, Dorothy, do you remember the first time you were here and you tried to pick an apple from the tree?
And he smacked your
How
hand.
much they did not like that? How the fuck do you think they're going to react when you start ripping them apart to make a boat, you stupid bitch?
They got
Think this
pissed.
shit through. And like she walked over and just crack, broke a
Ow! Hey!
And this dude's like, ow! Hey!
My arm!
Like, he was like, how'd you like it if I walked over there and broke your fucking arm off? Exactly!
And they referenced the apple thing too, so it's not like this was not in continuity. I mean, this happened, and they're like,
Did she
"That was that
forget?
lady that-"
This
Exactly.
only happened yesterday.
Like, exactly, like one of the female trees, like, hey, that was a bitch that pulled an apple off of Uncle Marty.
Yeah.
Let's throw apples at her. Like,
So
oh
then,
my God.
and this is creepy too. Again, this goes into like what the Chesapeake Ripper would do to somebody on fucking Hannibal. They find old tree who's Patrick Stewart, and he's like, I'm 500 years old. I don't have rings anymore. Which that sentence is bad, but it's all kinds of fucked up. But anyway, he's like, you can use my branches, and it's like he's the old giving tree. Like, so they take him, and the next thing you know, he's a boat with his head on it, which means they ripped apart his arms and legs.
They hollowed his ass out.
Yeah.
To make the part for the boat.
There's people who live inside of him. At one point, he opens his mouth and an army runs out. And then, so, they really just need to cross the stream, which honestly the tree could probably just lay across.
I mean, like, exactly, like he uproots himself and starts like walking over, like, I'm ready to help. Dude, you could like literally just lay down.
Yeah.
Just lay down. We will walk across you.
They don't get in the boat.
Stand the fuck back up and then go die.
Right. He's in the rest of the movie. Like, they don't go from one side to the other. They get in the boat and they just start going down the stream, which seems to take them way off course.
Oh, dude, you're talking about, you forgot the Noble Mouse King.
Oh my God.
This part was weird.
These characters have no lines. It's just a music montage where they're taking poor Uncle Tuggers and turning him into a boat. Like, ripping limbs off, turning him into a boat, and there's this music montage where they're doing this, and then Noble Mouse King.
Like, out of fucking nowhere. Out of nowhere. Like, they're singing. It's like a montage. They're singing while they're hollowing out this tree. Yeah. And just out of fucking nowhere, this mouse brigade shows up. And like you see the mouse, too. And then it and then it like zooms in on the mouse, and he's wearing like a little crown.
He's got a scepter.
He's got a scepter, a robe, and it like pans in. He's like, I need to help this. And now suddenly the mice are helping for no fucking reason.
From the Mouse Kingdom.
And like when he when he rolls up and you see him and they're singing, that's when I went, welcome, Noble Mouse King.
It really is that out of nowhere. Honestly, we're giving it way more setup than it did in the movie.
Yeah, because
he's suddenly just there.
They just showed the fuck up. Not only did they show the fuck up, but a bunch of fucking beavers with these awesome Fu Manchus showed up. Like, you would have thought if anybody would have been able to take care of this like that, it would have been the fucking beavers.
The beaver had, like, he said such an elegant voice, too.
He did. He had a really good voice. I will make your boat.
Who are you? Why are you singing? And then when they turn the tree into the boat, they're like, I think we should call him Tug. He has a name.
He already has a name.
He's hundreds of years old.
This motherfucker
is his name.
Like almost a century in age.
Yeah.
He has. I'm pretty sure the fucker has a name. They never said it. They're like, we're gonna call you Tugs.
Okay.
Works for me.
And then at the end, he's got wheels, so they're like, now I'm Tank.
Now you can call me Tank.
Is he like a transformer when he changes to something else? He's got to change his name.
That's what this movie needed, some Michael Bayness in it.
You are Rodimus Prime.
We'll find out if they ever do a sequel to this.
Man, I hope not.
We're the only ones there. It's opening fucking day.
That was it. We were the only ones there.
We're the only fucking ones in that fucking theater.
The Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion were not that prominent in it.
No,
and
I kept forgetting they were in the movie.
Team.
They really were.
Like, they were just, like
the Three
bumbling
Stooges.
around.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, I guess I like Dan Aykroyd all right as the Scarecrow. I mean, but they didn't really do much with them.
There was no reason that had to be Dan Aykroyd. There's no reason that Kelsey Grammer was the Tin Man. There's no reason
why Jim Belushi's the Lion is Jim Belushi.
There's no reason they needed to be first credited either.
Yeah, like, there's no reason Martin Short, Dan Aykroyd, Patrick Stewart.
I understood the Martin Short casting.
Yeah, I mean, he has a good singing voice, but none of the songs were good.
No,
the songs
were him too.
Like, the reason I don't, because I do kind of like Martin Short when he plays those characters and when he sings. Like, I like Martin Short. This role was just way below him.
Yeah, this is like freaking when he was Jack Frost in the Santa Claus 3 territory. Yeah. This is
that fucking movie.
But he didn't at the same his songs were bad. Nothing in this movie was funny. Nothing made me laugh or anything. But never got the impression he was sleepwalking through it. He was really being very animated with his voice. He was being very high energy Martin Short in this. Whereas if I didn't, and this is weird because Kelsey Grammer has a very prominent, he has a very specific voice, a very prominent voice. Mm-hmm. I honestly wouldn't have known that was him.
I know.
Yeah, unless I knew that.
That's kind of the vibe that I
in.
got from it too. Like,
But you're right, though. They're not in this very much. And when they kept showing back up, I would forget that they were even in it to begin with. Because long stretches would go by where it wasn't showing Scarecrow, Tin Man, or Cowardly Lion. They're just doing like kind of Three Stooges stuff. They're kind of just slapsticky, falling over stuff, tripping over things. That's it, really. That's kind of the gist of their shtick. But when Tuggers goes off the waterfall, the glass princess ends up, she's broken. Like, her head is there, so I'm like, this is, okay, she's been decapitated. What the fuck?
She was decapitated.
But then he starts singing again. This is when you went to the restroom, and he's picking up pieces of her and putting it in the form of a body. Yeah. But it looked horrifying because they weren't connecting. It was just like pieces lined up to make a body. It looked...
Gonna make a woman suit!
Yeah, oh my god. But then
melts himself, puts him inside
he
her.
reaches in underneath his vest, like kind of in his armpits, and
like he pulls out a part of him.
Yeah.
And he takes like this burning branch, and it doesn't show up. You can only assume he starts to melt the marshmallow to make it pliable and sticky. And
that's how he puts her back together.
Like fucking just like caulk. Like he just caulks the cracks and then just pieces her together.
Yeah.
Like he literally used part of himself to piece this.
Yeah.
Super
I am
shallow
inside
bitch.
of you now. Creepy movie.
And then, like, of course, she wakes up, confesses her love to him, and oh man,
because she's so nice.
She's just.
We've forgotten that this is a murderer.
Yeah, we completely forgot.
This
she
freaking
killed.
Tyrant. This absolute freaking tyrant. That I guess the two of them end up together at the end of it. I don't know, like. They kind of dropped that, like, in the last half hour.
They really did, like, after that song, after that entire scene, that's it.
Then it's like a big action sequence at the castle with the puppets coming to life and dancing around and being creepy. And,
What was that one case in the background that was always empty? Am I the only one who noticed that?
No, I didn't see that.
When they
showed
like
Dorothy or something.
I was trying to look at the plaque that had, because all of them had like a little plaque that had the names. Like I saw the Candy Apple General, the dude who the marshmallow guy was looking for. Glinda was the Munchkin King. He was there, or the mayor, or whatever the fuck he was. That guy. I'm not terribly familiar with the Wizard of Oz, how wide it is, and all the different characters, but there are several of them there, which I can only assume if you've read the novels, you'd probably maybe might figure it out.
Yeah.
But there's this one glass case, and it couldn't have been like reserved for Dorothy or something like that, because Dorothy's like his big catch. You would think it would have been the center case, but that's where Glinda was.
I don't know why she had a special one.
Yeah, like Glinda was like, bam, like the prize, the trophy, and then there was the rest.
Maybe because she was like a lot bigger than the rest of them. I don't know. She was a lot, because one's the Munchkin, one's another one. They're all pretty they're pretty small.
Like, one's a Candy Apple, for Christ's sakes. I mean, they're small.
So she was really the only one who was life-size.
I mean, she was the biggest one, so I can understand her big case, but who was that? There's an empty one to the left of the Glinda case.
Tuggers.
Oh, you're going to need a bigger case than that. And it's Grandpa Tuggers!
I'll be called Case now. No.
Just burn that motherfucker.
Patrick Stewart, why? Like, I was like...
That's one I don't understand.
It made me miss his role in fucking Romeo and Juliet. Jesus Christ. Ugh. I got really I need to bring this up before I forget. I got really confused by the ending credits of this.
That was like, I was sitting there staring at those, trying to figure out. These do not look like normal ending credits because, like like the movie ended after Dorothy showed everybody that dude's who was also voiced by Martin Short.
Yeah.
That he was a charlatan. After she proved that, he gets arrested, and she hands everyone like the condemned piece of paper for their property.
That was weird too, because I was like, what is she doing? Is she like, here, now you can hang them up on your houses yourself?
Yeah, here you go. Because they're still structurally unstable.
Yeah.
That dude was not lying when he pushed up, and like, not only that, like when Dorothy first wakes up at the very beginning of the movie, you can hear her uncle say, the house was knocked off of its foundation.
Yeah.
The house was knocked off of it. That means...
It landed on the witch. That's why it was off.
Literally, like, yeah, you can't get any more off the foundation than landing in a make-believe world. It's gone. It's off of its foundation. So now it's fucking back. You hear the uncle saying, hey, man, that's off its foundation. Even if you don't know that much about house building or construction or anything like that, the word foundation should pretty much tip you off that if it's off the foundation, the house is fucked. Like literally, they will condemn it and destroy it. That's what happens when a house gets off of its foundation. So that dude was actually right when he came through
he was
there.
He
was being a dick about it.
He put condemned around the dog.
Yeah, like he was being an arrogant prick about it, but he was right. Like when he went to that structure, it like pushed on the beam and it went. It was like, no, that's fucked up. This is condemned.
See, what if he hadn't been fake? What was she gonna do? It's like
exactly. Like,
and where was the real guy? Like this guy is like a scam artist and a con artist, but there should be some guy there who legitimately has this person's job.
Where's the insurance agent?
Yeah.
Where's my State Farm guy?
Yeah.
Where the fuck? Like a good neighbor. My house was destroyed by a tornado!
Boop! Here's $1.
Here's $1. Caught you $1. Fuck.
But we're supposed to be in the audience like, boo!
Boo!
He's condemning their obviously condemnable house.
Boo you for doing your job. Boo!
Boo!
Don't worry, everybody. We can fix it. Yeah, you can.
That's the ending credits.
A new house.
Yeah.
If you build a new house, you can fix your old house.
Yeah.
Wrap your fucking brain around that one.
The ending credits is them, like, is a bunch of pictures of them, like, building their town back up.
Yeah, like...
And there's all of these names.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the actual ending credits. God, this movie is so fucking stupid. Like, when the ending credits showed up, usually it's like, it'll go through the cast again, usually.
Yeah.
And, you know, when they're doing that thing...
This didn't.
Director of cinematography. It starts going through all the actual credits, but this one didn't do that. It was like William and Mary something or another.
The Ross
family. Somebody and somebody else.
Did you catch what that was about?
No. Well, I mean, I saw what you guys were talking about, but I mean, like, you guys, your guess is as good as mine. I were guessing maybe a Kickstarter, but...
Well, at first, I kind of thought, because these different pictures that we're showing were like people building their houses back up, so I kind of thought like, well, maybe these are the names of like these people in the pictures, like...
Yeah, that's what I thought maybe, but then it didn't seem like it.
Yeah, then it got like, okay, well, that's just Dorothy and her mom, like, what is going on? So my guess was like, is this like a special thanks to thing because these people like funded the movie? Like, was this like an Indiegogo Kickstarter or something? Which, if I had known that, I would have like, if I had known that, $1,000. Jake
so motherfucking mad if my name showed up on the fucking ending credits of that thing. I would have been so motherfucking mad.
This is your fucking fault.
No, it fucking wasn't. It was your fault for donating the fucking money.
We were about to cancel this whole production, but then we got $1,000 extra.
Oh no!
Now we can put it in 2,000 cinemas nationwide.
Starting with the hometown of the person who donated, Mr. Angry Jake Normal.
Oh no!
We can add more cannibalism.
Needs more candy puns.
No, it doesn't.
I was trying to help him out,
like
but
the s'mores line, and it's like, why didn't they say that? They were failing in their puns.
I was just trying to help him out, but Jake got mad at me.
Of course I got mad at you. The fucking s'more pun.
I was like, the marshmallow dude walks off with him, like, do you want to join us? He's like, okay. And they walk away, and I'm sitting like, the s'more the merrier.
fucking hate you people.
Really, the candy part was about the only really pun-heavy part in the movie. Like, Jury of Peeps, Judge Jawbreaker. I kept saying, like, shouldn't he be called Judge Sunday? Or Judge Brownies?
Judge Brownies.
This was
bad. This was a bad sit.
You seem to sit through it a lot easier than you did, though.
I was expecting worse. I don't know, because I've seen clips of things like Food Fight and stuff like that where I'm like,
I haven't
could
seen
be
Food
worse.
Fight.
I haven't seen Food Fight.
Well, I hadn't seen anything from the movie, so from its Rotten Tomatoes score and some of the still shots I got, and the fact I haven't seen one advertisement for
Not
it,
a one.
I was expecting it to be bad. So, I mean,
like, I knew even less than you. I'd never heard of it. I haven't seen anything from it. Like, I didn't know anything about it. I was expecting worse, though.
I don't know. It was probably about what I thought it was going to be, quite honestly. But it was I mean, yeah, I went into it thinking it was going to be bad.
But still.
It was, but it was still rough to sit through. It was still really rough.
It was really hard to sit through.
Oh, man.
The Nut Job, at least there was, like, more puns you can make.
Oh,
with
boy.
Nut Job was also bad, yeah, but I thought Nut Job was better than this. Like, at least Nut Job, I don't know, like, at least Nut Job to me anyway didn't have as creepy of animation, and I didn't mind the storyline to the Nut Job, really. Like, I was like, something funny could kind of be done here with this 1950s setting and these squirrels that are stealing these nuts simultaneous to this actual, like, bank heist that's going on. Like, I don't know, it seemed like an old Warner Brothers cartoon, just done really poorly. Just like a poor homage to that, but this really seemed like, I don't know why this is in theaters. This seems like something that would just be dumped on, like, Cartoon Network at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, like Nickelodeon, something like that.
I mean, it seemed very direct to video. It did not seem like
very
theatrical.
much. Like,
Yeah.
that's the problem I had with it. No. This movie was just all around. No, it was just terrible. I got no redeeming qualities for it. Like, it looks like it was supposed to be a direct-to-DVD. I don't know how the hell it made it to the theaters. I'm guessing it was riding the coattails of the popularity of Honest, the Great and Powerful, because it did kind of get popular. Several people liked it.
It did well.
It did well.
The designs are trying to look like Frozen and stuff like that.
Totally does.
They were really ripping off, like, a lot. They took a lot from Frozen. I'm only assuming that they were riding the coattails of people kind of getting interested in The Wizard of Oz again because of that movie.
So they just dumped it into theaters.
With how well Frozen did as a musical, try to combine it and like bad.
But I don't know, like, because normally I would be thinking, like, well, I mean, I'm sure that this was in heavy production, like, way before Frozen even came out, but this looks like it wouldn't have taken very long.
It really didn't. It really doesn't. I'm sure you're right. I'm sure it was in production, but
I mean, it's the DreamWorks look, is what it is.
yeah, done by Summertime Entertainment,
a company I've never heard of.
Never heard.
That was
of
a
them.
tipping point when
because when the movie was first starting up, it had like a water sprinkler, and then like a kid and a dog going through there.
Yeah.
The dog kind of almost looked like Toto for a second. So I was like, "Is this how the movie's starting?"
Yeah.
And it was like brought to you by Sunshine or Summertime Entertainment.
The animation in that was better than the animation in the actual film.
Yeah, it was.
What the fuck? This movie was a long 90 minutes. They had this thing out to 90 goddamn fucking minutes long, and the best part of it was when I got up to use the restroom for about a minute. Shit.
I sat through the entire thing. I didn't get up. I soldiered the fuck on. I got a goddamn job to do.
What's your final thoughts on this?
It's about as good as a direct-to-DVD thing, but it doesn't deserve to be in theaters. Like, wait to rent it if you want to see it. I mean, if you like Wizard of Oz, you probably like it. I didn't think it was that bad, but, I mean, it wouldn't have been my choice to go see, like, if I was just going to see something.
It makes me want to re-review freaking Neighbors, because now I'm like, well, that was a fucking masterpiece compared to this shit. Is it too late for me to just go see Neighbors again?
How about just don't go see either one? Go see something else that's worthwhile.